Variable speed feed water pumps. The need and advantage of feed pump operating at variable speed. In an earlier lecture, boiler feed water control valve station, it has been mentioned about VSD, variable speed drive, for changing the speed of the boiler feed pump. Now it shall be discussed in a little more detail. Request. It is hoped that this lecture is going to be useful to you. Please press like. Please subscribe. The water flowing through the feed valve into the boiler is delivered at pressure by one or more feed pumps. These produce a head of water which is related to the flow through the pump by a characteristic that will be similar to the figure shown. The figure shows that although the discharge pressure remained relatively constant as the flow rises from 0 to, in this example, about 50%, beyond this value the pressure tends to decay as the flow increases. From this, it will be apparent that the feed valve has to produce a greater pressure drop at low loads than at high loads. Pump delivery and system resistance. Figure shows the flow versus pressure characteristic of a pump delivering water into a fixed system. In practice, as the flow through the system increases, the resistance offered to it also increases, as shown by the dotted line in the diagram. At any flow, in order to deliver water into the boiler, the pressure drop across the control valve will be the difference between the pump delivery pressure and the system resistance. For much of the flow range, the pressure drop will inevitably be greater or less than the optimum for the valve design. This can be overcome by changing the inlet pressure so that the pressure drop always remains at the optimum value. This is achieved using variable speed pumps. Variable speed pumps. Although in many cases the feed pumps operate at a fixed speed, at the design stage, consideration should be given to the option of using variable speed pumps, sometimes known as controllable speed pumps, because these will enable the feed valve to operate at the optimum pressure conditions for all loads. Variable speed pump operation. The characteristics of a variable speed pump are shown in figure. The four curves show the pressure versus flow characteristics at four different operating speeds A to D, with A being the slowest and D the fastest speed. From this set of curves, it will be appreciated that by adjusting the speed of the pump, it will be possible to maintain a fixed dP across the feed regulating valves at all boiler loads. Shown the pressure drop across the valve dP achieved by operating the pump at speed A at 70% flow is maintained at the same value by operating the pump at speed B at 80% flow, speed C at 90% flow, etc., as indicated by the lines with arrows at each end. The advantages of using a variable speed pump: improvement of efficiency because of reduced pressure loss, reduction of pumping power, reduction of feed valve wear due to erosion when operating at low flows, improved control because the valve operates at its designed pressure drop, improved control offered by the ability to operate with constant loop gain. Some more points. Variable speed pumps are more expensive than fixed speed ones, but the increase in capital cost is offset by the revenue savings that will be gained, particularly if the boiler operates at reduced throughputs for a significant time over its life. Of course, the pumps, valves, and boiler pipe work are only part of the overall system. Request: it is hoped that this lecture is useful to you. Please press like. Please subscribe.